Welcome explorers, I am Astro Destroyer. I hope that you all are fine. So today I am going to describe what is blockchain and cryptocurrency. So let's begin. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is simply a digital means of exchange or electronic money wherein the transactions are carried out or take place by the virtue of encryption techniques. The cryptocurrencies can either come centralized, that is maintained by the government, or they can also be decentralized, that is through blockchain. There are many variants of cryptocurrency, but the most popular among them being Bitcoin. Now let's move on to see what actually is a blockchain. So a blockchain is actually consisted of two terms, that is a block and a chain. So it is actually an interlinking of blocks which are coupled or joined or linked together by the means of chains. Of course, in the context of cryptography we have some other meaning, but I am going to discuss all of them in a short period of time. Now suppose you can understand in that manner that if cryptocurrency is the concept, then blockchain is actually the system which makes the concept exist in reality. The blockchain works with making available the potent usages of cryptocurrency in a decentralized system, which means transactions can still be carried out without central invasion, especially for fund transfers, healthcare, property records, voting, supply chain, etc. Now let's move on to see some of the salient features of blockchain. Now today I am going to discuss only the 9 most important ones. So the blockchain first of all consists of two terms, that is a block and a chain. The block is what actually stores the information of the transaction details, that is the location of transaction, the date, time, or the user credentials or the usernames of the people who were actually involved in a specific transaction. And the chains are what provide the links of the blocks and keeps them in a compact way. Now for each of the block it has a unique hash code. Actually each of the block has two unique hash codes. The first one belongs to the block itself and the other one is actually belonging to the previous block with which the present block is interlinked. So a hash code is actually a unique code which is a mathematically generated code, and it is also algorithm driven, which is very difficult for anyone to tamper or make changes in. There can be many copies of the blocks depending on the amount of people or the number of people who actually got involved in a transaction. Each block has its own and previous hash. After a transaction is verified as fully accurate, it gets stored inside a block and gets part or becomes part of the blockchain. When a block gets added to the blockchain, it becomes publicly available. The blockchain is reasonably secure because of the complex architecture it provides and all the interlinkings it does. It becomes very hard for even a hacker to get profitable benefits, even if he or she could either decipher the system of the blockchain or could retrieve the contents or hack the system to get minimum benefits, because the cost of hacking itself will cost him or her a huge amount, which at the end of the day will not be so much profitable. The blockchain accounts for being a distributed ledger, as we have already discussed. It happens in a system, or it is actually required in a system where cryptocurrencies are required to be transferred without the central invasion, or it has to happen in a decentralized way. Now let's have a little bit of glimpse into the technicalities associated with the blockchain technology. So basically the blockchain consists of three important parts. The first part is the block, the second part consists of the nodes, and the third part have the miners. So let's see each one of them one after the other. What are blocks? Blocks are basically the files on the system on which the data associated with the blockchain is actually stored. A block records some or all of the most recent Bitcoin transactions that have not yet entered any prior blocks. Thus, the block is like a page of a ledger or record book. Each time a block is completed, it gives weight to the next block in the blockchain. A block is thus a permanent store of records which, once written, cannot be altered or removed in any way or by any means. The next fact or the next important component which we are going to discuss are nodes. So what basically are nodes? Blockchain nodes are responsible for acting as a communication point that may perform different functions. Any computer or device that connects to the Bitcoin interface may be considered as a node in the sense that they communicate somehow with each other. These nodes are also able to transmit information about transactions and blocks within the distributed network of computers by using the Bitcoin peer-to-peer or P2P protocol. However, each computer node is defined according to its particular functions. So there are different types of Bitcoin nodes. With this being said, let us move to the third component, that is the miners. The miners are basically the record keepers of the blockchain system, and they basically keep the system updated, and also the miners keep the records of all your payments. They are the ones who keep the system updated of new payments and the existing ones. So because of them only, the system runs smoothly and we are able to perform all the applications and transactions in a smooth and quiet and easy way without any ambiguity being involved in the whole process. Now the three main properties of blockchain technology which have helped it gain widespread acclaim are as follows. Decentralization, transparency, immutability. So these are the three main properties of blockchain technology for which it has become very popular today, and it is quite a hot topic for discussion in the present world. The person which you see here has gained substantially from Bitcoin. He has emerged as the richest person in the world in terms of Bitcoin. He is Barry Silbert. Barry Silbert is the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Digital Currency Group. The company's mission is to accelerate the development of the global financial system, and it accomplishes this mission by building and supporting Bitcoin and blockchain companies. In a recent transaction, Digital Currency Group acquired CoinDesk, a leading source of Bitcoin news, which runs the annual Bitcoin Industry Conference. The firm has invested in more than 100 Bitcoin-related companies and is the world's leading firm for investing in Bitcoin-related companies, landing Barry Silbert the enviable nickname, the King of Crypto. The validity of Bitcoin in the countries around the world depends on many factors, the government policies being the most important among them. While Bitcoin is welcomed in many parts of the world, a few countries are wary because of its volatility, decentralized nature, perceived threat to current monetary systems, and links to illicit activities like drug trafficking and money laundering. Countries like Russia and China have banned the usage of Bitcoins in their country, whereas America, Canada, Australia, etc. are the countries where the usage of Bitcoin is fully legal and people can use Bitcoins for carrying out any transactions. Whereas in other countries like India, the usage of Bitcoin is still a matter of controversy. Now, how to invest in blockchain? The prior requirements can be a digital wallet, personal identification documents, a secure connection to the internet, a method of payment, and an account at a cryptocurrency exchange. The steps of investing in blockchain are as follows. Get a Bitcoin wallet, connect a bank account, join a Bitcoin exchange, place your order. Now for investing safely and for having substantial gains in the world of cryptocurrency, you need to be investing smartly into the whole system. So invest smartly and enhance your gains. Now the final and most important question which comes to our mind is that, is Bitcoin safe? Now there can be three main important reasons for saying that. Now if I consider that yes, Bitcoin is safe, then I can say that the first reason is that Bitcoin is encrypted and secure. The second reason being that Bitcoin is public, and the third reason, the Bitcoin is decentralized. And also you can also say that we have two aspects of looking at the problem. The first aspect is that we can say that Bitcoin is safe, whereas the other aspect being that it cannot be safe, because when we are talking about cryptocurrency, we are talking about a decentralized system without the government interference. So basically it becomes the breeding ground for all the hackers, the terrorists, the black marketing stuff, and also such illegal activities which are going inside the underworld. So before investing, you need to think clearly whether you want to take risks and enhance your gains or not. So without taking risks, you cannot survive in this business. Now why Bitcoin is secure? Now I had already mentioned about that. Bitcoin is secure because of the enormous amount of computational work that goes into maintaining the Bitcoin blockchain. In fact, the way new blocks are added to the blockchain by the miners and all those nonsense and hashes used, the interlinking they provide, make it computationally infeasible, and all such actions will go futile. No security flaws have been found in the Bitcoin protocol even after 7 years of operation. Bitcoin thus achieves distributed trustless consensus on who has how many Bitcoins. Now you can now see the timeline of blockchain. Now in the period from 2008 to 2010, in 2011 to 2012 we have, in 2013 in the period between 2014 to 2016, – 2017, – 2018, – 2019. Now let us talk about the future of the cryptocurrency system and the blockchain. The future of Bitcoin's price. There have been many different price predictions for Bitcoin made over the years. This range from the negative to the highly optimistic. Let's take a look at some of the more famous examples. Unlike price predictions for various altcoins around, Bitcoin price predictions are often made by people with either financial or technological backgrounds. This makes them somewhat more reliable. That said, no one can truly know what will happen. Now, if you are confused after listening to all this highly complex stuff, then don't feel afraid. There are many people like you. Even I am a little bit of confused about Bitcoin and the related technologies associated with it. So don't feel confused. Even the most powerful business minds in the whole world are actually confused about this system of how the Bitcoin actually works. Now let us come to the conclusion. The emergence of Bitcoin has sparked a debate about its future and that of other cryptocurrencies. Despite Bitcoin's recent issues, its success since its 2009 launch has inspired the creation of alternative cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple. A cryptocurrency that aspires to become part of the mainstream financial system would have to satisfy very divergent criteria. While that possibility looks remote, there is little doubt that Bitcoin's success or failure in dealing with the challenges it faces may determine the fortunes of other cryptocurrencies in the years ahead. So let's see what is the future of Bitcoin. If you like this video, then you can subscribe to my channel. Also, you can like, share and comment on my video, and stay tuned for further exciting videos. Until then, keep exploring.